Tell us what an opioid drug is.
Well, an opioid drug, for example, would be something like oxycodone, hydrocodone, morphine. I mean, those are sort of commonly understood opioids. We actually manufacture these ourselves. They're called endogenous opioids. Endorphins would be the name of those. Either way, they're used to reduce pain, and they bind to certain receptors in the body, specifically, brain and spinal cord, to reduce pain.
And they're very effective. So how do people get addicted to them? Does it begin as a prescription for some kind of ailment?
Well, that was the case that we believe to have occurred probably in the 1990s. So there were a lot of opioids that were being prescribed to patients in pain who probably didn't need them. I think it was done not out of malice, but out of a real interest in reducing pain. Because remember, we have not only an opioid crisis in this country, but we really have a pain crisis too. 100 million people suffer from chronic pain in the United States alone. So it started, I think, with prescription opioids, transitioned to really heroin, unfortunately. And now what we're seeing is people dying from the use of an opioid called fentanyl, synthetic fentanyl.
Yes. So tell us about the pharmaceutical industry. Are they partly responsible for this crisis? Because clearly they've been making money from it.
That's right. Right. They have been making money from it. I think, yes, probably partly responsible. One pharmaceutical company in particular, Purdue Pharma, has admitted a couple of times, 2007 and recently, I think even last year, as to their culpability with respect to marketing practices related to OxyContin. That's the opioid that they manufactured. So yes, I think to a certain extent, they are responsible for it.
Yes, and the idea of these opioids is that if, God forbid, Dr. Christo, you've been in a car accident and you're in unbearable pain, then that's a fantastic solution for 2 or 3 weeks. They're not supposed to be a long-term option, are they? So how long does it take to actually get hooked on them?
Well, let me backtrack for 1 second. You're right. They're excellent for acute pain, but you know what? They actually are useful for chronic pain too. And many of us who use opioids for chronic pain, for non-cancer pain and for cancer pain, basically, have realized this. It's just that what's happened is that you've had a lot of family practitioners, other physicians, and other healthcare practitioners that have used opioids as a frontline agent before using other therapies. I think that's what we've seen, unfortunately, happen in the United States.
Yeah, so they've been handing them out like sweets, basically.
Probably to a certain extent.